Hey everyone, Kaylee here. So today I wanted to make a video on how to get some natural beachy waves even if you have straight hair that does not scrunch, because that's what I have. And honestly, because my style is much more bohemian, I get very frustrated by that because my hair doesn't really go with my style. So a lot of times I want my hair to look very naturally wavy and full, and I don't want it to look like I made it that way. So this is the curl pattern that I use for that, and I also have a lot of tips and tricks to help you guys. So hopefully this is very informative for you guys, and that's it. I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye! First, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks that I've learned while making messy waves. First of all, don't try to scrunch straight hair. All the scrunching does is to amplify the natural wave or curl that your hair has. Now, if your hair doesn't have any natural wave or curl, it's going to stay straight. So don't stress. I always end up with a big product-y crazy mess and straight hair. So you know what? Either you set it while it's wet or you use a curling iron. And there's different options for both. Now, don't go crazy with the sectioning either. You don't want to go crazy making all these different sections and putting yourself through a lot of work when all you want is a messy style. Make it easier on yourself. Don't do this craziness. That's insane. And don't worry about making the curls perfect. Now, it's good to have a strong marceling technique that will get you a nice strong curl, but using that technique to make really, nice ringlets isn't really going to be what you want for a messy hairstyle. Also, don't make the curls the same, because if you do that, they'll all kind of interlock together and make these Kardashian-esque curls, which aren't bad, but they're not messy curls. Do create curls that are different sizes and shapes, like using a normal curling iron and maybe a waver, like the Conair You Wrap and Wave, which is my favorite, by the way. Now, if you only have one iron, here's a little tip. You can curl one piece of hair normally, and then you can curl another piece of hair, and while it cools, you can wrap it up and pin it, and that way it sets just a little bit tighter, and when you let it down after it's cooled, it's going to be tighter than the curl that you did without setting it. That way you can fake having two different size irons. So this is how I make my beachy waves. I separate my hair from the ears up and pin it away, or pin it out of the way. Then I use my biggest iron, or whatever, your larger iron, to go ahead and curl that bottom section. Now, I have no idea why today, or the day that I filmed this, I curled my hair like this. I think it's just habit now, but I would recommend wrapping your hair around the outside of your iron. Whether it's clipless or has a clip, it will work the same way. Next, separate your hair from the temples up and clip that out of the way. Then we're going to work with this middle section of hair. For that, use whatever smaller iron you have, or if you have a waver, use that here. If you don't have a different iron, this is where you're going to wrap your curls back up and set them to cool. That way, you'll have this layer be a little bit tighter than the bottom layer. Now you can switch that up and make the bottom layer tighter if you want to have just a little bit more volume in your style, because that will provide just a tiny bit more volume if the bottom section is a little bit tighter than the top sections. Then let the top section down, and what you do for that one is you alternate between tight and loose. So you can see here I'm wrapping it, and in the next one I'm wrapping it around the outside, so tight and loose. So you can either use your bigger iron and your smaller iron, or you can use the different settings of the Conair You Wrap and Wave, or you can pin the curls up and leave some down, whichever you prefer. Around the face, I like to just let my hair kind of go around the iron and make a nice loose curl. I find that's just a little bit softer, and it doesn't really make too much drama around the face. I like it to be a little bit softer. So you're just going to go in there kind of randomly and pulling the hair around. You want to make different curls all over the top because that really shows off the most of the curl that you do. And if you only have a clipless curling iron, you can still do the same trick that we did with the iron with the clip, where you wrap your hair and while it cools, you wrap it back up and allow it to cool while it's set. And that will make a tighter curl for you as well. Now, some of you guys wake up and your hair looks just like this. For you guys, just make sure you go through with the curling iron and just spruce up any areas that might be a little flat or a little frizzy, and that way you can rock these natural waves. Now you can use your favorite product to make a little sea salt or kind of oceany texture, and I'll write mine in the description box because the names are all so long. But this one is the Hemp Organix Ocean Waves, and I like to spray it and then scrunch it. And then you can use dry shampoo. This is my little secret. Use dry shampoo on the ends of your hair to make a matte appearance without adding any stickiness or crunchiness. It's awesome. It works really, really well. Now, I know I said don't scrunch your hair if it's straight. Right now, it's already curly or wavy, so if you scrunch your hair with a product now, it will actually work, just FYI. But that's how I make my natural beachy waves. I really like it. It's really quick. It takes me less than 10 minutes. Here are some other videos to check out. I have my review, I have Shavina's bombshell waves, and I have no heat beach waves in case you just don't like curling irons. That's it, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!